Josh Hart, and we're going to get into him here with the What We Learned segment, and that is presented by SUNY Binghamton University. So we're going to tell you what we learned about Josh Hart during the preseason. Hart was on the record saying that he's kind of lost a little bit in his role offensively, and clearly he's not a focal point offensively. He's not going to get a ton of shots, but I think he's a rhythm player. This is something that he talked about early last season when he wasn't getting a ton of shots. He's a guy who needs to touch the ball, needs to get it up, needs to take some shots in order to be comfortable. So this is something that the Knicks are going to have to work out, whether it's Hart being comfortable in a new role or the Knicks finding him and getting him a little bit more involved on offense, because he is such an important part of this team, as we've learned over the last 2 years. So that's kind of where I am with Hart. Kaz, what are your thoughts there with Hart coming into this season?
I think my thoughts are there's going to be some growing pains. There was a lot of changes from the roster from this year to last year. And obviously, when the Knicks suffered a ton of injuries last season, the revelation of Josh Hart was one of the best stories in the NBA. I mean, I called him the Carmelo Anthony of Draymond Greens because he essentially played like Draymond Green for a lot of these games without the technical and flagrant fouls, right? He can get
Yeah.
rebounds, he'll push the break. And the great thing about him is you don't really need to draw anything up for him. He's an effort player. He's a guy who is best at crashing the boards and pushing the offensive break and getting Jalen Brunson off the ball. And now you got incredible wings in OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, and probably the best trail big man the game's ever seen in Karl Anthony Towns on those fast breaks. So there'll definitely be easy opportunities for Josh Hart to get back into that rhythm and, see some of the great things he did last year and in the postseason. But to think that this is like NBA 2K and it's going to put players together and it's all going to work in the first three preseason games is just not realistic. So I think, Josh Hart is probably going to be the person who probably has to do the most, changing as far as his game is concerned, because you kind of know where Mikal Bridges is going to get his shots. You know where OG is going to get his. You know the ball is going to be in Brunson's hand, and you know what Karl Anthony Towns is going to do. So I'm not of the thought of Josh Hart coming off the bench. I think he works best as a starter with this rotation. He just got to get his shots and get his opportunities where he can get them.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he is the best fit for this starting five. And if you do something where you're changing the starting five based on Hart's shot attempts, I think that's maybe the last way to go to try to fix it. There are so many other ways to go to fix it. And, this is what everybody gets paid the big bucks for, including the coaching staff and Tom Thibodeau, to figure these things out.